There's something about Frieren that I absolutely love. She's a cold mother. Salutations, it's your boy A Card. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a commentary style video for Frieren. I just want to catch people up to like the last couple of weeks. YouTube has been blocking my reaction videos, which I kind of figured, you know, which is why I wanted to adapt this style of commentaries to begin with. But man, listen guys, episode 9 for Frieren just dropped, and your boy absolutely was enthralled by everything that he just watched. Where do I even begin? Like last week's episode 8, we already were hyped because, you know, my man Drot thought he was him, and he came to Frieren's cell after, you know, necking the guard, cutting his head off, and said, yo, I'm about to bop you. Ugh, yo, just the confidence. Like Frieren, like, oh my goodness. And while that's cool and all, like Frieren obviously is gonna bop this dude, but bro really thought he was him. I mean, bro really thought he was doing something with this noose around her neck. He really thought he was about to guillotine choke her. If your leader is weary of Frieren, maybe you should be weary as well. I hate to be the one to tell Drot this, but he really found the wrong person on the right day. I mean, my man right here is feeling himself, but even he doesn't even know that he's only just mere moments away from tragedy. There goes my man's hand. It's off. Like, got fucked. Yeah, she took your arm. She's about to take more than that, bro. Bruh. Now this man want to talk. You see, this is why we preach patience, because not only would he not have to lose his arms, he wouldn't have to lose his life either. Ugh. Well, rest in peace, bozo. You know, we already knew that Frieren was a cold bitch. I just didn't expect her to be counting down demons like Goblin Slayer counting down goblins when he kills them. I actually think the funnier fact about this entire sequence is that after she two-pieced this dude, he has to deal with the aftermath, obviously because this guard got his head chopped off by Drot. Obviously, this is a bad look because it's gonna look like Frieren did this and escaped. As we progress through the episode, we have Stark and Fern who are enjoying, you know, their festivities, just eating some food while talking about Frieren and how they should try to get her out of the cell that she in, of course unknowingly that she just bodied one of the demons itself. Stark is a pretty funny character because this man is a coward, but at the same time he's OP. Like literally he's OP. But I guess, you know, this is the running gag, and until he learns that he's just, you know, being a coward for no reason, he's actually kind of strong, you know, this is going to be one of his character deficiencies. Fern on the other hand, you know, she's just really stout. Like, she's just not really here for the BS. She just wants to get things done quickly. Obviously, we know how she aligns herself with Frieren in terms of like the thought process. She knows that Frieren will just literally stay in that cell for years, but they don't have years that can really complete their journey. They're trying to, you know, do this as fast as possible. But Frieren, of course, is someone who counts her time in years. To her, 2 years is like 2 minutes. Literally they've been trapped. She's on this journey that they're trying to go on. Fern even mentioned that, like, listen, like 10 years is literally like half of my age, bro. Like we're not on that time, right? But the more shocking thing recently happened in this episode where Stark's cowardice, his nervousness, his anxiety catches up with him, and he actually pisses himself, which I wasn't sure if this was going to be shown or not, but it's kind of crazy. Like you actually can see him like literally soiling himself, as they said it. But I think the funnier comedic, and it's comedic and tragic in a way, how Fern hands him a napkin so he can, like, you know, I guess you could say wipe down his manhood. But like, yo, the crazier part is as he's wiping it, you see it being stained and everything. But the funnier part is this man tries to hand the handkerchief back to her, bro. Like, what is she supposed to do with that? Like, be for real. Like, sometimes situational awareness isn't really the best for Stark, But I thought that was pretty hilarious considering the gravity of the episode and what we just witnessed, and just mere moments ago. Shortly after, we're back in this library. The demons here are still putting up this little front that they're all good and they're here for the sake of peace negotiations, where we already know from episode 8 that they're there to lower the barrier that's surrounding this town so that Aura can basically go on a rampage, right? That's essentially what the grand master plan is. So you have homegirl here. She's not detecting Drot's aura anymore. That's basically because Frieren bopped him. Even this man here is just like, we're Aura's top executioners, so we shouldn't be underestimating anybody, especially he already knows. Like, he feels it in his bones that he's met Frieren somewhere sometime, but he just can't recall these memories right now. We already know how demons obtain their words to begin with by eating other humans, so it's kind of an interesting, I guess you could say, little side note. They're all asking about who this mage is. Obviously y'all don't want to know because she's about that life, and obviously you guys aren't. But after that, basically Graf comes in and he starts to tell them about how Frieren escaped from the jail. He doesn't believe she's the one that cut basically the dude's neck off, right? Frieren knows that it would not be good to mess with the town's guards, especially after what she went through in the very beginning. Like, if she wanted to escape, she could have killed these guards in the first place. So Graf is like interrogating these envoys, right? But obviously when he's pressing these dudes, they're not giving up any answers, and because they're not giving up any answers, they can look kind of suspicious. And because they look suspicious, they said, you know what, fuck it. Sheesh. These demons just dropped the facade. Drot's in the afterlife, so they're back to square one with their plan to basically make Graf fold so they can murk this town. Your boy Graf here is trying to put up a fight. Basically, he's trying to do this for his son, because if you guys remember, his son also got murked by demons. This fight doesn't really last long because he's about to just get stabbed by this blood ability, and he's just down bad at this point. I do like how Lugner in the end makes a callback to what Frieren called him in the beginning of this arc, a wild beast, because that's what demons are. And I do like how we had the previous episodes to really illustrate like the nature of these demons. A lot of anime series try to put it into perspective that there's good demons and there's bad demons, but in Frieren, they're just bad demons. That's it. Lugner's idea is that he's not going to kill Graf because he needs him to lower the defenses of the town. So of course he's just gonna try to continue just to torture this man, and that seems to be the plan. Now Stark and Fern here, as they're walking around, they end up bumping into Frieren, who has escaped, and they want to know exactly what's going on. And Frieren tells them the whole situation, that listen, she just killed one of the demons, of course Drot, but the guard was also killed. He got two-pieced as well, and the situation doesn't look correct. Like, how does it look trying to explain to somebody that, yeah, I didn't kill that guy, but when demons die, their whole body disintegrates? That's something that we did see in the previous episodes. So it's just only gonna make it look even more suspicious if I say that I killed a demon, but there's no trace of any demon here, and the only thing that's here is me and a guard with his head chopped off. Yeah, that's gonna look kind of bad, and she would be, basically up for execution. So she said, before we can even get to that point, I might as well escape and skedaddle my ass out of town. All right, that's what it is on the surface. And she's like, listen, I'm not staying in town, okay? But you guys, if y'all want to stay in town, y'all can deal with the two demons that's still in town. Your boy Stark was not having this. Yo, your man Stark is he's just like, please. Look at this man, bro. Listen, and I just love the interactions between these characters. Like, Fern's just like, oh god, now we gotta fight demons, bro. Like, please, like, why do I have to deal with this, man? But in the end, she just accepts it and just continues on. But Stark out here is like, yo, man, I just pissed my pants. Like, I don't want to fight these demons, bro. Like, I just don't want to deal with them, bro. Like, yo, they're scary, man. Like, I'm scared. Frieren, please. But while it may seem that Frieren is just skipping town, she actually has bigger things in mind, because she is sensing magic far beyond this town. Someone is peeking at this town to look and observe what's going on, and I wonder who that could be. Ah, yes, a squad of demons led by Aura of the Guillotine. Now, that intro to Aura was cold, but this next scene was even colder. I hate fighting powerful opponents too, and then smiles menacingly. Please, Frieren, please. That's how you know you got a psychopath on hand, bro. I'm just saying, like, yo, like, if there's one thing this series has done a good job at teaching us, like, Frieren is not to be messed with, bro. She on demon time, literally. The next few scenes of this episode basically show Stark and Fern breaking into the actual mansion that Garf is at. They notice that things are oddly quiet, mainly because you have our man Lugner, who has basically been murking all the town guards, basically the people that were around Garf. He's been torturing him. As you can see, our poor boy is here just in a chair. So right now Lugner is going through a trip through memory lane, talking about another person that Frieren murked just, you know, in episode I think 3, and he's talking about how all demons have something that they've been dedicating themselves to. You know, for this demon it was his killing spell, for Lugner it's like his research of magic, and he's talking about how magic for demons is going to keep on evolving. In 10 years the magic for demons is going to be on at an all advanced level. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself that, listen, it's funny because Frieren has literally the killing magic that they've been, you know, Zorak, you know, that broken ass spell, like literally that broken ass spell that Frieren used to kill the original person who created the spell. You know, they've been teaching this to all of humankind for like the last, what is it, 20 odd years or so. So the humans have been caught up on this spell. So this man here is talking about how demons are going to be progressing in the next 10 years. Yeah, I don't think humankind's going to be progressing in the next 10 years. But in any case, you know, like I said, the demons have been doing their own research. They've been doing their own development. We get another shot of Graf here, who obviously is down horrendous. Like, let's just look at this man, bro. Look like he had more than a bad day. I mean, his son got murked and now he's just out here getting tortured by demons who killed his son. Like, bro's having beyond a bad day, folks. He's looking at the northern lights in the background. Obviously that is actually the barrier that protects this town, thanks to Flamno, I believe that was her name. Yeah, Flamme, there we go. The legendary mage defensive barrier has prevented demons from entering this town. However, it's kind of funny that they do mention that, because in order to allow these demons into the town, there has to be some way, some shape or form. There's a way to allow demons into the town, because that's the only way that Lugner, who I thought her name was Mille, and Drot, rest in peace, Bozo, were able to get into this town. The funnier fact is, in the background of this, you can see Frieren right here, like leaving the town, right? So at this point, I'm already thinking to myself, like, bro, like, she's really about the 1v100 Aura. That's it playing in my mind right now. Like, y'all don't understand, man. Like, the hype is just only slowly building. Now, while my hype is continuing to grow, poor man Graf here is just listening to Lugner basically go on and on about how demonkind is so beautiful, you know, and all this effort that these guys are putting in to basically escape the demons is all for naught, because once this town defenses is down, they're going to destroy everything, and all you have to do is just let the barrier go, bro. Lugner and Line leave, and as soon as they leave, they try to split up to find exactly what is controlling the barrier in this town. And that's when our boy Stark comes through, and Stark is going to try to save Graf. Obviously, Graf just thinks of Stark as nothing but an adventurer that was traveling with the very skilled mage, of course, Frieren. And obviously, Stark's, you know, tendencies of his nervousness, his anxiousness starts to show up right now. And it leaves a bad impression on Graf, of course, because any normal person sees somebody trembling, like they're not built for this life. Lo and behold, Stark is pretty strong himself. Stark is trying to get these ropes off, but the rope has been reinforced with magic, so he can't cut through it. Graf talks about the family crest that hangs from his neck, and as long as you have that crest, you can make the guards do anything. So Graf is trying to tell him to evacuate the townspeople, and Graf is like, listen, I might be in a situation, but I'm still a noble, and it's a crime to talk to me like this, so you better wise up. Listen, I'm like this, bro. Graf, I know you down bad, bro. That's the last thing you need to be caring about, all right? Lugner returns, and Lugner and Lini are trying to figure out who exactly Graf is. Stark has been talking about this entire episode, how he feels disrespected. He's talked about how he feels disrespected by Lugner, because even when Lugner was just staring a hole at Frieren while she was on the ground in episode 8, you know, basically Stark felt like he was just an afterthought, bro. So he's like, yo, bro, I don't want to take this disrespect anymore. So what does Stark do? He throws some hands. Okay, you're fast. At this point, I thought he cut his arm off, but it wasn't. It was just a simple cut. So it was at this point that I thought, damn, maybe Stark is down bad. But lo and behold, this was just the master plan between Stark and baby girl Fern. Yeah, it's a little too late for that. Yo, in the biggest get fucked moment so far of the episode, I know Lugner must be going through it right now because he's sensing and feeling a lot of different things. I mean, just think about it in Lugner's situation. Right now, Lugner's thinking about how this human mage basically was undetected by my right-hand woman in Linne. So that's troublesome. Then he's also has to think about how this same mage used a spell that is similar to his own demon kind, the Zoltarok spell. Ordinary offensive magic. This man Lugner is like, bro, that's his Zoltarok, bro. That, like, what the hell are you talking about? He stopped Linne from getting herself killed because of that spell would have two-pieced her out just like Drot. Fern thinks to herself like, listen, this is the opportunity. I need to take it now to finish him off. But Stark, you know, comes and says that, listen, man, we don't got time to fight. Graf right now is in a bad situation. He's taking critical damage and emotional damage at the same time. So we gotta skedaddle. Okay, so let's get out of here. The two of them proceed to get out. Linne's trying to put up like some little shadow ball that's not gonna do anything to them. And Lugner's like, listen, we'll go after them after I recover. I got some blood on them so we can track them. We won't lose them. At the same time, Linne, listen, you need to listen to me. Don't fight them yourself, you know, like, because you're gonna get killed by that spell. Because that spell is no longer just a regular Zoltarok. That spell is tuned to kill demons. Lugner immediately could tell because of the damage done to his body that that spell is nothing but bad news. His revelations only continue on because now those flashbacks of him trying to remember who the hell that mage that he saw in the beginning of episode 8, who the hell that mage has been on his mind since then. He now figures he's been struck by that same magic once before. Just look at how badass, bro. Woo! It was Frieren who did this to you. Listen, guys, I lied. I'm sorry, I lied. I said how Frieren smiling earlier about fighting powerful enemies was like the coldest moment in this episode. This is the coldest moment in the episode. Oof. Episode 9 is gonna be a banger.